So everything I have in front of me right now here today is to build the most extreme gaming PC. But I don't even game. What's up everybody, it's PJ the Great. I hope you're having a super beautiful day. And if you're new here, I do videos just like this as well as ADHD tips. So if that sounds like your jam, consider subscribing. And to all of my returning subscribers, what's up fam? Welcome back. Alright, so today I got a bunch of products on the table here. I'm going to be putting together a gaming PC. Yeah, you heard me right, a gaming PC. Now, why would I put together a gaming PC when I don't even game? Well, I have a really good friend that wanted like an extreme, powerful gaming PC, and I said, you know what? I could hook you up. So I'm gonna bring him on out here. Burt Train, come on out and say what's up to the fam.
Hey, how you guys doing today, baby? Can't wait to get this thing started. It's been a dream of mine. Thank you for having me over here, PJ.
Oh, no problem, no problem. Now let me give you a little bit of history. Now, I'm a tech savvy guy. I've been into computers for like my life, ever since I was like maybe like 10, 11 years old. So I know a thing or two about computers. I replaced parts in computers. I upgraded parts in computers. But the one thing I've never done is I've never built a computer from scratch. So he's crazy as hell to trust me to do this.
I just feel that he's always been talking about technology, which is very neat. And then I was about to purchase a computer already pre-made and everything like that, and he's like, he would like to do this on his channel, he would like to do this, just give you guys the opportunity of us putting this thing together, and just can't wait to start it. I just can't wait. Yeah,
it's going to be fun. It's going to be real fun. Now, I hope that I'm not going to be on the verge of screwing something up. No copyright strikes. All right, so before we get into the assembly of this awesome machine, I'm going to let my boy Burt describe all the parts because he handpicked all these himself.
What I mostly purchased is I was trying to find out what would be good for the system. First I started out, I wanted a computer just to stream and work with a console because I mostly am an Xbox person right now, you know, but I want to open up to more games as well as computers, so that's what I'm going to be focusing more on. And I was like, well, every time I got a computer, it was never powerful enough. It was never there. Anytime I bought a game, I was all excited with that game, and I had to buy something new for it. And I'm like, well, I thought I bought the best system at that time. And it never was. Now I got to live my dream, and this is what I'm doing. If you want to be cool, you need a Coolidge. That's what I got this for.
This is a pretty nice one, too. This is, what does it say, Hydro Series by Corsair. So they make pretty decent coolers, too. So I think this is going to be pretty nice for that Ryzen 7.
And then what was the money maker right here, I call it?
Thing.
Then when I saw this, I hope I don't drop it. I think I insured this. I don't know what's in these computers, I really don't. And when I bought this, I did my research on it. I didn't go with the TI. The TI was very expensive at the time.
Oh yeah.
I only had a budget, and I'm not gonna lie. My budget was about $1,500, but it went up to another $1,000 because, like he said, when you create something, sometimes you go a little wild. And I went pretty wild with this, and every time I told you something, and you were like, "How much you spent?"
Yeah. just to give you guys an idea here. Okay, here's the deal. He sent me the specs of the pre-built computer that he was gonna buy. And it was like, what, $1,300?
About $1,300 without taxes and shipping and handling.
So I was like, dude, I can build you a more powerful, you know, PC for around the same cost.
Yeah.
So my boy over here, he went crazy. Just to give you an idea, this GeForce RTX 2080 here, this almost costs as much as the damn computer that he was looking at.
Yeah. So, I think around about a good $800. I think $866.
Yeah,
I believe it was that.
4 Pinto for that.
And all this, I'll be honest, came from Amazon because of the prices. Everything was reasonable.
Yeah, if you guys are interested at the end of the video, you can go to the description. I'll have a link to every single item that we use for this build. And like he said, it was all purchased from Amazon. So you guys can piecemeal whatever you want to use, or you can just buy every single product that we use here. And I guess I should disclaim that as well. My boy bought this with his own money, so this video is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form.
It's all hard work of putting up with the jobs that I do. And it's like I said, this is like a dream come true. And I want to thank, again, PJ, thank you very much for helping me having my dream come true.
Oh, you got it. You got it. Hey, that's what family's for. You know what I'm saying?
You're a little pose here? Mm-hmm. All right, cool.
So we have, again, Corsair. We have DDR4, 16 gigabytes of RAM, 3000 megahertz. A lot of you guys probably know, and gals probably know, that these Ryzen processors, they really rely on RAM for their performance. I think, you know what? We might overclock the RAM. I haven't decided if we're going to do that yet. But this right here, this motherboard, MSI X470, is doing a little bit of research on this, and it will allow us to overclock the RAM if you want to do that. But we're definitely going to look into overclocking this Ryzen 7.
Another thing that he helped me out with a lot was make sure things are compatible to your system, because if you don't realize it, I almost purchased a laptop thing and he had to let me know.
Yeah, my boy has some laptop RAM, RAM.
Yeah,
and I was like, yeah, bro. No, unless you're building a laptop, or you can't build a laptop.
Character card is mostly what I get ready to do through the Xbox, which I purchased Xbox X to give you guys the best definition that I can. I know a lot of you guys will be checking out with the phones, computer, checking on your computers and everything like that. But this is why the main reason why I purchased this, and I wanted one to go inside the computer, not just to be outside. And you cannot see the master case until we bring this out, and he hasn't seen it in person.
No, I haven't seen it in person.
So I can't wait for him to see that.
Just a couple more things to go over, and then we'll get straight into the build. 4 terabyte hard drive. This is what he's going to be throwing all of his videos for his YouTube and Twitch projects, and then some games too as well.
And when you told me about this product, it was a very good price. I'm not gonna lie, a very good price for a 4 terabyte hard drive.
Yeah.
I gotta quit using those words things. And then I did not know that a hard drive was different from an SSD card.
Speaking of SSDs, I have one right here. You didn't think we were just gonna throw a hard drive in there, right? We're gonna do it right.
Baby, it's gaming. I gotta go fast.
We got right here. This is I believe it's. I'll correct myself. I'll put some on the screen. It's like the Samsung PM961, I think it is. This is a 1 terabyte NVMe. Now, a lot of you probably might not have heard of this NVMe. It's pretty much a cross between the Samsung 970 EVO and the 980 EVO that's not even out yet. So this thing is like hella fast. And I was gonna put it in my 2010 Mac Pro, but my Mac Pro can't handle it. So it's going in his machine.
Take a seat, sucker.
Right. Can you dig it? And you want to show them the keyboard?
Yeah, it's definitely gonna light up. It looks like it has that cool lava look. I think it's gonna have a different selection of different colors, but I'm always about red. So it'll probably have that cool, baby. It came with the mouse as well, so this one will actually do the same thing as well.
Yeah, it's definitely nothing like building your own PC. It's definitely not. I know I'm gonna get the bug once we finish up with this. Then I'm gonna want to do one for myself. Yeah, I'm a Mac guy, but I also use a PC. I think the first thing I'm gonna do is build a PC, but then the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dabble into the world of Hackintosh. But before I get into that, we're gonna go take care of my boy right here and get this done. So check out some beautiful B-roll footage, and we're gonna get this build on the roll. And I promise you, this is not gonna be a 4-hour build. If it is, you ain't gonna sit through 4 hours of it. All right, let's go.
But I am.
Where the hell is Burt?
Oh.
Where the hell you at?
Behind the camera, behind the scenes.
It's your computer. So we're getting familiarized with the case. This is a Cooler Master
500.
case.
Yeah, Coolmaster MCM 500. Yeah, I'm reading off that one. Sorry about that, but
It's all good.
He'll put all the details again on the bottom for you.
Absolutely. So it's got 2 huge fans on the front here, RGB, right? They're RGB fans. And
I'm a big fan. Yeah, I think it says RGB fan.
So we got RGB fans on the front, and then you got looks like drive bays right here. So that's pretty cool. We'll be able to put the drives here. The power supply will go right here, and it's enclosed, so we won't see a lot of wires. So it looks like we're gonna have some pretty decent cable management here. And then in the back here, you just take this back off here. But
that's when I don't wait. I just keep purchasing higher, I guess.
Sound like me. You sound like impatient. That's how I am. ADHD trait. So it looks like, yeah, cable management is going to be pretty nice. We're going to be able to hide a lot of the stuff back here. And it's just zip tied all the cables that came in here. It's got a pre-installed fan in the back. And yeah, and you know what? This looks like it would mount like 2.5 inch SSDs here. But we'll double check that. We'll look in the manual, see like in the future if you want to put additional SSDs in here, 2.5 inch. Put those bad boys right there, and then you could probably also mount LED RGB controllers there too.
You're saying a lot of initials. I do not know what they stand for, but he'll explain it later.
A, B, C.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, so it looks like, yeah, this is going to be really good for cable management. We've got a lot of space in here to work with. So that's the case. So the next thing we're going to do right now is we're going to prep the motherboard. Okay, now we're going to prep the motherboard. We got our MSI right here. We got the cooler that we're going to need for our Ryzen 7, and then we got the RAM. So we're going to get that all prepped.
And the SSD card.
Oh yeah, and the NVMe, the SSD by Samsung.
And you got the BURT?
With the BURT and the PEA JAYT. I should stop.
That's a lot. That's why I stick with Burt.
All right, let's crack this up open and let's prep the motherboard.
I'll let you touch this thing. I don't know what's supposed to be touched or not.
No, it's yours, man. You're doing it. All right, so we're getting ready to prep the motherboard. He just told me he don't want to touch it.
I'm scared.
Because he won't. If it break, he want to blame me for it.
Damn right.
Get it out of the box. All right, so we got to go ahead and take the motherboard out of the box here. You don't have to be gentle at all. It won't bite you.
There's a lot of stuff coming out of this box. What is this?
So we got our
Software.
MSI software. Oh, it looks like they give you some stickers in here to kind of help you label stuff while you're placing it.
Cool.
We got our IO shield here.
I'm gonna put I don't know on these wires. Do not touch. Only PJ may touch.
All right, so now we're gonna use this box here. That's the IO shield that's gonna go, and I'll show you all of that.
Yes, you will. That's what I love about this. Not just that I'm getting the computer, like just learning about the technology or learning about what I purchased. He's actually going to show me how it's, put together, just like you guys. If you guys don't know, I'm learning as well as you guys, so that's what's beautiful.
Motherboard user guide. Damn, that's huge.
So just about time we're going to read this book, and we'll see you guys in 8 years.
All right, we'll see you in the next video.
Instructions.
Yeah, we don't need no damn instructions. Just take the shit out of the box and turn it on.
You're flipping it?
All right, so put your motherboard on there.
Put my mama on this. There you go.
Put your mama on there.
There's my mama.
Just take out the bag.
Damn, I keep my mom in the bag. All right.
Okay, so let's get rid of this anti-static bag. A lot of people say, don't put your motherboard on the anti-static bag. You're gonna screw something up. You're not. All the anti-static stuff is in here. Thank you, Jay's 2 cents. This is PJ's 2 cents. All right, so go ahead and put that on there. You don't have to be gentle with it. You can't break it.
Well, I don't know about me. I know for breaking crap. Have you seen some of the chairs I have taken over?
All right, so, okay. All right, so, got a motherboard out. Now, the first thing we're gonna do is no, you know what? Let's put the RAM in first. All right, so, do the honors. There's the RAM.
I love how he's making me open this stuff. It's scary.
Different angles. All right, so We're gonna have them install the RAM. Cause I've installed RAM before. I'll walk you through the process. Don't worry about it. We got you.
Why can't I even open a box?
Step number 1 in installing the RAM. Open the box that the RAM came in. Go ahead and get it installed. The first thing we want to do is we want to make sure we install it in the right slots. So we have on here, I don't know if you can see that here, we have the 2 red and the 2 black. Since we're only installing 2 modules, we're going to install them in the black areas here for 16 gigabytes total.
Nice.
So go ahead and crack that. But you still need a knife there, bro?
I might need everything, brother.
Alright, so go ahead and remove one at a time.
Whoa.
Are you good?
Got me nervous, man. Got me nervous.
Okay.
There you go.
So I'll go ahead and take that. So you're going to install it.
Oh, man, you think?
No, I'll install it.
Thank you, please. I'll be like,
Okay.
showing this up real hard.
Alright, so all we have to do is just push these back here like this.
Okay.
And then we want to make sure they line up. You see how it has a little slot right there?
Yes, yes.
And that goes into that groove right there. So it can only go in one way. So you see how it's not lining up with that?
Mm-hmm.
So that means I got it in the back.
Also, that does help you, just to let you know.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And then when you go ahead and put it on here, you want to apply a little bit of force until these click. So you do one in first, and that in.
Oh, okay.
Boom. Want to do the next?
No! All right, let's try this.
You don't want to do it?
Okay, push them back a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Look for the grooveness of where it's going to be lined up.
Mm-hmm.
This is the part where I'm shaking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, once you get it right there, push the side down first.
Mm-hmm.
They're locked up.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't even know if that goes down yet.
No, it's not.
Okay,
All right.
there you go.
Easy peasy lemon squeeze.
And I'm done, guys. See you guys later. Woo!
Thank you, and good night. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and crack open that Ryzen 7.
I'm going to be kind of a little tidy here because this is my friend's house. I still respect it. All right.
You know what? I changed my mind again. See, I'm allowed to change my mind because this is my first build. So before we crack that open, let's get your NVMe installed. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get the NVMe installed. It goes into right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Here, I'll show you. So it goes to that little area right there. So we're going to get that installed. The first thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to remove this screw. And
we got the big powerful drill.
Oh, that's a good point. If you've never built a PC before, don't use a drill. I mean, you can once you get comfortable with it, but if this is your first time doing it, don't use a drill. Because like if you're not aware of the torque settings or something, you could break some shit.
Also, he made it good clear. Make sure you do this like on some kind of hard floor, not on carpet, because you got a chance to drop in one of these screws and you're gonna have to look for it.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Plus, you also don't want to deal with the electric, you know, the electronic, the static electricity. Damn. Static electricity that you can get from
electricity. All right.
carpet.
So how old school I am.
So that screw in.
So how tight would you like to put this? More like
you don't want to give it too much force. You just want to make it snug, but not too tight.
okay.
It's kind of sitting flat. Not flat, but I should say like at an angle. That's going to be perfectly fine. A lot of times these boards will come with like a riser screw so that it's more level than angled. But either way, as long as it's in here and it's nice and secure and you don't tighten it too much, you should be golden. Alright, so your NVMe is installed. Now crack open that Ryzen 7. This AMD Ryzen 7 actually comes with its own cooling system. When my boy wanted to do water cooling, he suggested the water cooling even before he knew about being able to overclock it. From what I hear, you can't really overclock these CPUs that much. It's just like you said, better safe than sorry, right?
Yeah, safe and sorry. Not just that, I did the research on these fans, which they said these do actually work very well. But they say it still kind of gets warm when it reaches a certain level of overclocking.
Yeah.
And they say no matter what, your chip is still going to get warm with these fans a little.
The liquid will actually it's going to help it in the cooling process. It's going to be a lot more efficient, and it's going to cool it a lot faster than your traditional fan here. My personal opinion is kind of like what I was sharing with them, is that if you're not going to overclock, I wouldn't even worry with a water cooling system. Even if you are, you can slightly overclock and still get away with using this particular fan here. But then also too, in the same breath, it's not going to hurt to have it. If you got money in your budget, you can afford a water cooler, and you're not going to overclock, get it anyway, because you might want to overclock.
I just did a second mortgage on the house, so I can afford it.
All right, so we have the
big old box for this little chip. Kind of reminds me of potato chips. A big old bag full of air and a little bit of chips.
There's our Ryzen 7 right there. So entertain my audience.
Oh yeah, I like to open up my Coolidge. It doesn't keep my beer warm. That's such a stupid song, because I've been hearing so much about, was it how you pronounce this, Corsair?
Corsair.
Corsair. See, I'm very bad with my punctuations and language yards. All right, I purchased this because I just been hearing so much, you know, how good this product alone works well with the computer. So that's another reason why I went with this.
I'm pretty computer savvy, but I'm reading here because I want to make sure. We're going to be installing this on the actual top of the case. His case allows for like front installation or top installation. We decided to go with the top since this case already came with fans, RGB fans in the front, so we don't want to disrupt that, and so we're just going to do it from the top.
Got my case!
Murder the case that they gave me.
That's a good one. I want to see if it, yeah. I said yeah.
Yeah. Movie? Yeah. Movie? Yeah.
It's about to see that.
What the hell are you saying? I don't know, we're getting paid for this. Yeah.
Diamond down, find the people, they jump back, wanna kill myself.
So, it comes with thermal paste, so we're good, bro.
Nice.
We don't need to worry about
Basting it.
using mine. Go ahead and take the
I'll let you handle this because I ain't touching
CPU out. So you want to make sure you don't touch the bottom coils, of course. You don't want to get your oils on there. They say that you're not supposed to touch the top either, but it's all good. You can touch that. Probably shouldn't. A lot of people say,
Find the people, they
wear gloves, wear gloves. You don't have to wear gloves. If you're that paranoid about it and you touch it, then all you have to do is just get a little rubbing alcohol and clean it. As you saw when I installed my CPU into my 2010 Mac Pro. Now, typically I see like there's like a cage that goes over this, and I'm not seeing the cage. All right, bet. Read the instructions, especially when it's your first time. Okay, so I was like freaking out. I was like, where's the cage? Where's the cage? It doesn't come with a cage. I'm just gonna go ahead and get the CPU installed. And then the next step, you just put that on there. So it's secure, it ain't going nowhere.
Is it what?
Yeah.
Secure.
Secure.
Just want to make sure.
It's secure. So yeah, if you want to feel that, it's secure, it ain't going nowhere. All right, so we're locked and loaded and we're ready to go. So the motherboard is prepped, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna reintroduce the case. Hi, I'm talking to the damn motherboard. I should be talking to you. Bring the case back in here. We're gonna check the positioning to make sure you know which way the motherboard is gonna go inside, and then the next step is going to be installing the cooling system. That's how we build computers over here, especially when it's your first time. But you know what? I got this because
He's experienced.
I'm experienced. I work on computers all day and time.
That's right!
All right, so got the case back here.
You already got my stomach.
We got a case and the K.
Like I always say, why a girl want a six-pack when they got a cake right here, dude?
That's right, laugh on me. All right, so kombucha.
Kombucha!
Alright, so we want to make sure, we want to see how this motherboard is going to fit in here. I'm just checking this for placement. Okay. Alright, so alright, so
question, real quick question.
Yeah.
So when you decided how you did that, does it show how everything will be lined up perfectly with the board?
Yeah, like as far as the screw placement and stuff like that. Yeah, it'll definitely show you like exactly where each of the screws go, and then also we're gonna want to take a look into that box because we want to see if there were risers that came with this for the motherboard,
Okay.
and if we need the risers or not. IL shield. Just take it on the inside here. I was just making sure that it lines up because I don't want to put this in upside down. If you put it in upside down, it's all good. Just take it out, put it in right. I don't want to do it right the first time.
Do it right the first time, you don't have to do it again.
Exactly.
Take your time. That's one of the main keys, just take your time. Don't worry about like trying to rush to it. The cool part, I think, what we're gonna have is some the actual footage of this getting worked on, plus maybe a blooper reel of us joking around through this.
Yeah, why not? Because you know it's all fun and games.
And
Right?
please, guys, just because we do a blooper reel, check out the other product because we worked hard on this one video, and everyone was checking out the blooper reel more than they were checking out the actual movie of what he did.
We don't give a damn about the bill. We just care about like
You messing around, the best behind the scenes.
and messing stuff
Oh,
up.
do you want to go look
They're trying to
at
pretend
the
like-
case?
First time building a computer, if you make a couple of mistakes, don't feel bad and feel like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I should have just hired somebody to do this for me. Nobody was an expert the first time they built a computer. You know, I bet you Jay's 2 cents. He wasn't an expert when he built his first one. Neither was Bitwit or Linus Tech Tips or so on and so forth. When I first started like repairing computers, I screwed up somebody's computer before.
Thanks again, man. Appreciate that. No, I'm kidding. It wasn't mine.
So yeah, that was like right on cue.
Thank you, I like
It was like I was not giving you a lot of confidence. So it wasn't. Basically, what I'm saying is like, you know, don't be embarrassed because I'm not. I ain't leaving any of this out. If you know, miss a step or something like that, especially if it's your first time. I could repair a computer in my sleep. It's the first time building one. So get off my back. So I got a question for you guys out there that are watching right now. If you've never built a computer, how much of this looks intimidating so far? Be honest and tell me in the comment section.
Sure, I don't need a comment section. I'll tell you, it looks confusing as hell.
But you know what? It's really not that confusing, to be honest with you. I think anybody, like I think if I just sat here and I just told you do this, now do this, now do this, you would probably be able to do it. But
it's just to being out of your comfort zone or some situation. You might be feeling a little hesitant, but if you, like you said, if he would have told me, and if it was the only way I could fix it, cool, you know. But this is also like both of our projects in a way. Mine is to purchase it, him to help me fix it. So it's cool to watch him actually doing this and see what goes into it. Because I actually checked on a site about this, and I put all the upgrades that I wanted on it just to see, and just to get a pre-owned, well not pre-owned, but one that was already manufactured, put together by the company. It almost came up to an extra grand of what I actually spent on this thing.
yeah, so when you told me that was like insane. It's like how much they're charging you to
Put it together.
to put it together and do all the work for you. And I told him, I said, you know what? I only charge $100 an hour. So
I got them on layaway right now.
pay off in 2029.
Just like my Cadillac.
Oh yeah, we just have a whole video just talking about why is the last motherboard riser the hardest one Put the foot on the damn case.
I guess I like no copy without.
So don't eat the Jello pudding. All right, so I got the motherboard in. So the next thing we're gonna do is now we're gonna go back to your CPU cooler.
Okay.
And we want to make sure, see how the piping is going to run.
Let me take this off.
Yeah. This is where we're at right now. So, turn the case around there. Okay, so we had a little issues, newbie issues. But we got the cooling system all in there after taking the fans and the radiator off twice. Then we installed his 4 terabyte hard drive, which is going to be for video, photos, files, whatever, games or what have you. So now we are
Shopping list.
we are going over the shopping list. Now it's time to put in the power supply. Power supply time. And here is the power supply itself. One of the reasons why I like this power supply and I suggested this one is because I love it that it has these plugs in here that the wires aren't embedded into the power supply. So then that way, if you don't need all the wires, you don't have to try and figure out how to hide all the wires. You just don't use them and don't install them on here. So
Oh, that's nice.
that's what I like about this.
Brand or just that power? Just these ones?
Well, I like this brand in general, but I like these kind of power supplies. The cables have the markings on it, lets you know, like motherboard, like right here, like this says SATA, so it's kind of hard to screw it up.
Did you say Sega? Sega.
SATA!
Oh, okay, just making sure.
How many people out there can do you get that, or are you too young? That's the sound of the Sega Genesis and the Sega Master System when you first put in the game. Sega.
Okay.
Crack that open. Let's see how much power that needs. Because that'll determine how many power cables you need to use. And then there's 2 ways you can do this. You can, if you want to do your fan like this way, if you're sitting it on carpet, that's fine because you don't want it to suck in like dust and debris when it's sitting on the floor. This case has actually a filter on it, which is pretty cool. So you could sit this on the carpet and it wouldn't matter because you have this cool filter on here that will catch all that and stop it from getting into your power supply and stop it from getting into your computer. So we're gonna go ahead and mount the fan down. How do you like the display of mess? So now it's the fun part. Running all the wires.
Oh man. You told me about this part.
So this is probably outside of the cooling system. This could be the most time consuming part. But I don't think it, well, no, I said that before. I don't think it's gonna take that long.
Yeah.
Typical ADHD behavior. It's not gonna take that long. And then it take that long. And feel free to, feel free to tell me, dude, stop overthinking it. Because I'll get in there and I won't get out. Have fun yet?
Oh yeah.
The capture card, I don't think. You want to go ahead and crack that open?
Alright.
I don't think cables are required for that. We do know cables are required for that graphics card. And those are here. We'll test it and see if it posts before we start tying up cables. Hi, the moment of truth. We're gonna see if the thing posts. Let's find out. Ready? Just kidding, there's power on the power supply too. I haven't turned it on yet.
Got me good.
Alright, so. That should do the trick. And button? Got a light flash or anything? I can't see from that side. I'm gonna get on the side.
You have to probably plug it into the wall.